Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Neeraj Agarwal from University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University, Chandigarh. I am taking a module on the topic Deserts under the paper titled Food Production, Operations and Management. After learning these modules, the learners can understand, are able to read, understand the various kinds of hot and cold desserts, know about various puddings, to know how presentation of desserts are done, role of cream and custards in desserts making. Now, firstly, I am going for introduction. Dessert is usually a sweet food served as the final course of a meal. The use of term dessert was first recorded in 1600 and it is derived from a French word desservir, which means to clear the table. Dessert is a confectionery course that consists of a main meal. The course usually consists of sweet foods and beverages such as dessert wines or liqueurs, but may include coffee, cheeses, nuts, or other savory items. In some parts of the world, such as much of Central and Western Africa and most part of China, there is no tradition of a dessert course to conclude a meal. The term dessert can apply to many confections such as cakes, tarts, cookies, biscuits, gelatins, pastries, ice creams, pies, pudding, custards, and sweet soups. Fruit is also commonly found in dessert courses because of its naturally occurring sweetness. Some cultures sweeten food that are more commonly savory to create desserts. Now, I am going to discuss about hot and cold desserts. Many desserts can be served only hot while some can only be served cold. But there are a range of desserts that can be served either hot or cold. Now, first we are going to discuss about hot desserts. Hot desserts are the ones that are served warm or hot in buffets or a la carte. The various types of hot desserts such as puddings, soufflé, tarts and pies are further classified into different types based on the ingredients used for their preparations. Now, we are going to discuss about puddings. There are two kinds of pudding, starch thickened or baked, are most frequently prepared in food service kitchens. Starch thickened puddings are called boiled puddings because they are boiled in order to cook the starch that thickens them. These are also of two types. One is cornstarch pudding or blanc mange. This pudding consists of milk, sugar and flavorings thickened with cornstarch. The hot mixture is then poured into molds, chilled and then demolded for service. The second one is cream puddings. These are the same as pastry cream and are made with eggs, milk, sugar and starch. They are made usually with less starch and may contain several flavoring ingredients such as coconut or chocolate. The only difference between cornstarch pudding and cream pudding is that the latter contains eggs. Cream caramel is also baked pudding made from milk, eggs and sugar. It can be variously flavored and is chilled and demolded before serving. Now, I am going to discuss about hot soufflés. These types of puddings originated in France and are very popular there. Earlier, the soufflés were very savory based such as a fish soufflé and cheese soufflé. But with the creativity of chefs, sweet soufflé become a range. The basic components of soufflé remains the same, only sugar and flavoring replaces the salt and meat products. Soufflé is traditionally starch-based. In case of savories, white sauce or bechamel is used as a base, but in pastry, this is replaced with pastry cream or any other milk-based until the souffle rises. The souffle needs to be served immediately as it can collapse, and this would be unacceptable as it loses its characteristics of being called a souffle. Classically, any souffle would have the following three components. The first one is the base. The base would be a starch base. It could be a pastry cream, milk-based pudding, or even sweetened white sauce. This starchy, thick base is also known as panada. Once the base has cooled down, whisked egg yolks are mixed with the starchy bases. Once the base has cooled down, the base can be prepared well in advance and can be stored until further use. The second is flavoring. A whole range of flavors can be used for dessert soufflés, such as chocolates, vanilla, lemon, and cheese are the most commonly used flavorings in soufflés. But chefs can use their creativity to flavor soufflés. While using citrus fruits, one can use juice in the base and use zest and rind as the flavoring. Similarly, if flavorings the souffle with chocolate flavored pastry cream, which can then be enriched with chopped chocolate and nuts as well. Eggs. Egg white is the most essential ingredient that helps the souffle to rise in a mold, giving it the traditional names. Yolks are added for enriching souffle as they have little role in aeration. The egg whites and sugar are whipped to a meringue and then folded in the base, and flavorings are baked immediately. Now I am going to discuss about deep fried desserts. Deep fried desserts are another category of desserts that are popular all over the world. As the name suggests, these desserts are served deep fried. Since these desserts would have sugar added to them, it is careful to control the temperatures as they will get brown too quickly because of caramelization of sugar. Tarts and pies. This category of desserts can be served hot or cold depending on the type of product. Fruit tarts are served cold, whereas apple pies are served hot. It also have base. The base of these desserts can be made with various kind of paste such as sweet paste, short crust paste, and puff pastry. Special molds called tart molds have raised edges, and these are lined with the desired dough or pastry and baked with filling inside, or the base can be cooked and baked without filling. This is called blind baking. Filling. Various kinds of fillings can be used for making hot pies. These fillings could be custard based, starch based, or even puree based. Toppings. Every tart and pie is garnished with various kinds of products ranging from plain dusted icing sugar to various kinds of glazes. These are also known as toppings, and they are added to impart a decorative look and texture to the prepared tart or pie. Crepes and pancakes. In English, they are called pancakes, and in French, it is crepes. Pancakes are a popular sweet, convenient, and simple to make. A batter is made from milk, flour, eggs, butter, or oil. An appropriate seasoning, salt, sugar, lemon, and orange zest depending on use. Pancakes or crepes are thin, flat cakes that are served rolled or folded around a filling or infused with a warm sauce or syrup. The crepe mixture should be free from lumps, have a consistency of cream and run freely from spoon. The batter may have to be adjusted with the milk. Crepes should be neatly arranged on plates with the appropriate filling. The pancakes are usually served hot and can be garnished and topped with sauces and nuts or gratinated under the salamander. Now I am going to discuss about laminated pastries. Laminated pastries such as puff pastry and phyllo pastry are commonly used to prepare varieties of hot desserts. These pastries are used to prepare both hot and cold desserts. Puff pastry can be used to line tarts to make crispy tarts and fruit pies. Now, fruit-based hot desserts. Many fruits are also served as hot desserts. They can be served as they are or combined with other ingredients to make fruit pies and tarts. Certain fruits such as melon, peaches, and pineapple are grilled on hot plates and served with ice creams. Now, I am going to discuss about cold desserts. The preparation of cold desserts have one thing in common. They all have a light, fluffy or puffed texture which is created by the addition of whipped cream, beaten egg whites or both. These products are made from custard sauce, pastry cream, starched, thickened, fruit fillings, meringues and gelatin, all combined in different ways to make bavarians, chiffons, mousses and soufflés. Now, firstly, we are going to discuss about cold puddings. Cold puddings are the same as hot puddings. The only difference is that these are served cold. However, all cold puddings cannot be served hot. One such dessert is blanc-mange, which is made by heating milk and sugar thickened with corn flour. These are chilled and are served demolded with jam sauce. Custard like lemon custard are made by cooking lemon juice, egg yolk, sugar and butter over low heat until a thick custard is formed. This is used for making lemon meringue pies. Fruit-based cold desserts. Fruits can be prepared in various ways. They can be cut into fancy shapes and served arranged as a fruit platter. Sauces and purees may be used and often make this as an interesting dessert. Chocolate-based desserts. Chocolate dessert is almost the best seller on the menu and is also the most expensive to produce. It is used as a main dessert component in a number of ways, including mousse, which is commonly found in dessert cups molded and formed into numerous shapes or layered with cakes or biscuits. Classic gâteau and layered cakes. Batter baked with a molten chocolate center. Tarts filled with truffle-like filling and served warm and gooey or soft and dense. Numerous chocolate-based custards, creams and parfaits. Now, cheese-based desserts. Many dessert menus include a cheese plate or a dessert with some kind of cheese ingredients. For the latter, cream cheese, ricotta cheese, cottage cheese, curd cheese and goat cheese are all good choices for cheese-based desserts. The most popular and well-known cheese dessert is cheesecake. Now, I am going to discuss about Bavarians. A Bavarian, also known as a Bavaroise, is a dessert based on sauce anglaise. It is molded, stabilized with gelatin, and enriched with cream and flavors. Various shapes can be created depending on the molds used. They can be prepared for buffets or prepared in individual molds. Bavarian desserts can have several flavors made from the same basic mixture. There are some factors which need to be keep in mind while preparing Bavarian desserts, as avoid overheating as eggs may curdle. Soak gelatin in cold water to make it swill so that it dissolves when heated. Strain the custard and allow cooling before adding the whipped cream. Whip the cream until it forms a soft peak. The mixture may be cooled over ice to speed up the process of setting. Now we discuss about chiffons. Chiffons are most popular as filling for chiffon pies, but they may also be served more simply as puddings and chilled desserts. The main difference between chiffons and Bavarians is the use of beaten egg white in place of or in addition to whipped cream. Thus, chiffons consist of a base, that is custard sauce, gelatin and beaten egg whites. Some may also contain whipped cream in addition to beaten whites. The bases used for chiffons include the following three main types. The first one, thickened with starch. Finely chopped fruits or fruit purees are cooked and mixed with starch to thicken them. Second, thickened with egg, custard sauce or cream anglaise. Thickened with egg and starch, pastry cream. Now, mousses. Mousse is a cream-based dessert that can be made in variety of ways. Mousses ranges from the delicate, smooth, sweet, containing sweetened, flavored whipped cream to the more heavy egg yolk, gelatin and cream-based mixture to the very light and airy mixture, lightened with beaten egg whites. They must be chilled and served cold. A mousse is made by combining either fruit puree and syrup or fruit puree and Italian meringue. It is stabilized with gelatin and enriched with fresh whipped cream. Mousses can be made by cooking egg yolk and sugar to form a thick cibillon to which cream is folded. Now, charlottes. This type of cold sweet is usually a Bavaroise encased with Swiss roll slices or finger biscuits, ice wafers or Genoese sponge. Charlotte molds can be fluted or plain. They are lined with slices of Swiss roll placed as closely as possible, otherwise there would be gap created and when the mixture is poured, it will leak from the holes. If you are using finger biscuits, neatly line the base and sides of your charlotte molds, fill the center and leave to set. Gelatin acts as a stabilizer, encasing the air you have beaten into cream, making the dessert light and airy. Now, dessert soufflés. Originally, soufflés are hot items. They are lightened with beaten egg whites and then baked, which causes the soufflé to rise like a cake because the air in the egg foam expands when heated. The structure of a soufflé can be described as follows. Base. Many kinds of bases can be used for dessert soufflés, but most of them are heavy starch thickened preparations such as pastry creams or sweetened white sauces. Egg yolks, when used, these are added to the base. Egg whites. Whenever possible, egg whites should be whipped with some sugar. This makes it more stable. Baking. Soufflés. Once the beaten whites are added, have to be baked immediately and served immediately or they will de-flat. Ice soufflés are made either of a simple ice cream or more frequently an alternate layer of mousse and either ice cream, parfait or bomb mixture, variously flavored and colored. These layers may be separated by layers of sponge cake soaked in liqueur, thick sweetened fruit puree, fruit in syrup, crystallized fruits, etc. The mixture is placed in a soufflé mold or timbale whose height is increased by a band of paper. After freezing, the paper is removed so that the soufflé rises above the level of the mold like a baked soufflé. The top is often decorated with chantilly cream, coffee beans in liqueurs or any other sugar decoration. These soufflés are also made in ramekins. Ice soufflés are usually served with champagne or a dessert wine. Chilled soufflés can also be made in this way, but dissolved gelatin is incorporated in the mixture. The soufflé is then placed in the refrigerator to set rather than frozen. Now, I am going to discuss about the presentation of desserts. Presentation of desserts plays a vital role in modern and changing taste. One needs to be aware of the changing trends in all aspects of dessert preparation and presentation to keep up with the modern and changing taste of guests. Now, the salient features of presenting desserts. It is important to present food in such a way that it looks attractive and appealing to the customer. Desserts also need to be presented in a manner that they create a lasting impression on the customers. The following are some of the salient features that guide the presentation of desserts. The first one is visual appeal. A use of plates, garnish, sprays, sauces, colors and flavors are used to decorate the desserts to impress guests. The whole idea is to make the desserts look appealing, but care should be taken to keep it simple and no clutter the plates. Second, balance and harmony. It is very important to look at the balance of the desserts or any dish while presenting it. There should be a fine balance in terms of flavors, colors, textures and taste, which should complement each other rather than create confusion in the guest's mind. Third, components of dessert. It is important to be careful in selecting the components of the desserts. The three basic components of the dessert are the dessert itself, sauce and garnish. Now, I am going to discuss about plated desserts. Plated desserts are basically served in various food outlets, restaurants and hotels. They consist of several elements that contribute to the flavor and presentation of the desserts. Plated desserts are different from a la carte desserts, those of which are composed of a single item. For example, apple pie. The elements of a plate dessert such as sauce, fruit and chocolate or sugar decoration add to the flavor as well as visual composition. A well-balanced plated dessert will contain several different textures as well as multiple temperatures. Dessert is most likely to be the last experience of the customer in the restaurant and will possibly leave the final impression of the dining experience on their mind. Thus, The importance of the dessert cannot be overstated. Now, I'm going to discuss about the categories of plated desserts. These are the most common categories for plated desserts. Frozen dessert, warm and hot desserts, custard and cream based desserts, fruit based desserts, chocolate based desserts, cheese based desserts. Now, I am going to discuss about the important components for plated desserts. The components for plated desserts can be ranged from simple to complicated. No matter what style is used, the goal is to add flavor, texture, special dimensions and color to highlight the main components. Common components for garnishes and decorations include various sauces, foams, fruits, flowers and herbs, and decorative chocolate and sugar work. Sauces. Sauces add texture, flavor, color and design to desserts. The many varieties include cream-based, which include chocolate and caramel, fruit-based and syrup and oil. Textures can be smooth and creamy, heavy and rich, or light and delicate with colors that vary from vibrant to neutral. Cream-based sauces. Cream-based sauces can be thickened with eggs, caramel, starch, or chocolate. Many dessert sauces are based on creme anglaise, the master sauce of pastry, that can be infused with herbs, spices, coffee, nut paste, tea, or alcohol to add flavor, and is thick enough to be variegated with other sauces to create decorative designs on the plate. Fruit sauces and fruit colis. Fruit sauces and colis are used to incorporate flavor and color into the plated desserts. Fruit sauces are sauces made from fruit that still contains some of the pulp. Whenever fresh fruit is being used for sauce or colis, it must be washed and hued as needed. Now, I discuss about jelly. In its simplest form, a jelly is a sauce made from liquid, sugar and gelatin. When made with the proper proportions, jelly-based sauces have a very pleasant texture, mouthfeel and appearance. Any sweetened puree, juice, wine or alcohol can be used, and the sauce should set overnight before using. Syrups and oils. Syrups and oils add flavor and color to a plate through the process of infusion. Thickened sugar syrup creates a canvas for vanilla beans, citrus zest, spices, and balanced blended herbs, which are used to subtly enhance the flavors of a dessert. Oils are often used on the savory side of the kitchen, but if used properly, they can also enhance the appearance and flavor of a plated dessert. Like sugar syrup, oils may be infused with herbs, fruit zest or spices. A range of oils, hazelnut oil, walnut oil, almond oil, olive oil are just a few, already have a flavor that may be beneficial to a plated dessert. Creams and custards in dessert making. Now, the question comes, what is cream? It is the part of milk rich in fat which has been separated by skimming or otherwise. An increase in the thickness of cream denotes an increase in its fat contents. But nowadays, the viscosity of cream can be controlled by manufacturing processes, giving a variation in the thickness of creams of the same fat content. Originally, cream was separated from milk by gravity. When milk is left to stand in a vessel, fat globules cluster, and being lighter then the rest of the milk rise to the surface to form a layer of cream. This can be skimmed off by hand. Nowadays, commercial cream manufacturers use centrifugal force to separate the cream. The following are the most common types of cream available with the legal minimum milk fat content by weight. The first one is clotted cream. It has 55% fat content and is produced by scalding, cooking and skimming milk or cream. The traditional farmhouse method is to pour milk into shallow pans and leave it undisturbed for 12 to 24 hours. The pans are then heated to about 82 degrees centigrade and is held at this temperature for about an hour. The surface cream develops a rich yellow wrinkled crust. The pan are then cooled and cream skimmed off. The heating of the cream improves its keeping qualities. Clotted cream is traditionally served with scones, fruits and fruit pies. Double cream has 48% fat, is produced commercially by centrifugal separation and is sometimes slightly homogenized and may be pasteurized. It can be used as a rich pouring cream, whipped or floated on coffee or soup. Whipping cream, it consists of 35% fat and is commercially produced by centrifugal separation. It is not usually homogenized but may be pasteurized. Whipping cream will double its volume when whipped and is less likely to curdle when over whipped. It is used for piped decorations on desserts and gâteaux. Whipped cream, it also has a fat content of 35% and is sold pasteurized and mainly in frozen form. Commercially whipped cream may have fairly high sugar content. It is served on fruits or desserts. Single cream has a fat content of 18% and is normally homogenized to prevent separation during storage. It may also be pasteurized. It is used as a pouring cream in coffee, on fruits and cereals, and to enrich soups and sweet and savory dishes. Half cream, it has a fat content of 12%. It is homogenized to prevent separation and may be pasteurized. It is sometimes known as coffee cream or top of the milk. Sourd cream or dairy sour. It has a fat content of 18% and is pasteurized, homogenized single cream, soured by the addition of a culture of harmless bacteria that converts lactose into lactic acid. The piquant, refreshing flavor enhances many sweet and savory dishes. UHT cream. It is cream that is subjected to ultra heat treatment, which destroys any microorganisms and their spores without affecting its nutritional value. There is a slight change in flavor. It is carried out by heating cream to at least 140 degrees centigrade for not less than 2 seconds. The treated cream is homogenized, poured into sterile containers and sealed under antiseptic conditions. Double whipping and single cream can be preserved by UHT. Frozen cream, it is pasteurized, cooked and commercially frozen either by blast freezing for 45 minutes or by passing the cream sandwiched between two belts through a zone where it is frozen to minus 18 degrees centigrade in 2 to 4 minutes. It is usually sold in chips or stick form. Single whipping or double cream may be sold as frozen cream. Aerosol cream, it is a recent development in which cream is ultra heat treated and filled into aerosol containers. Nitrous oxide is used as a propellant to release the whipped cream and aids aeration. There is a volume increase of 400%. It provides easy, convenient and instant use, but the whipped cream starts to collapse soon after it has been applied to desserts. Now, we are going to discuss about what are creams and custards. Creams are sweet preparations with the consistency and appearance of ice cream. They are made with milk, egg and sugar, sometimes flour and butter, and are variously flavored. They are generally cooked and can be eaten cold or warm. They are used as dessert, as the basis for dessert or as fillings, toppings or as accompaniments for pastries, cakes, etc. Dessert creams. These are quickly prepared, variously flavored and served cold, either set or liquid. They form the basis of a large number of desserts and are also the basic ingredient in Bavarians, creams, charlottes and many puddings. Set or molded creams. The basic type is caramel custard, which is set in a mold and turned out. Other set creams include blanc mange and molded custards. If egg yolk are used instead of whole eggs, the cream is thicker and has a finer texture, but it cannot be turned out. A set cream must be thoroughly cooled before turning out. Fruit or whipped cream make an excellent decoration or garnish for set creams. Custards. The basic recipe is that of custard cream, crème anglaise, and has many uses in patisserie. The smoothness of custard cream depends on whether the egg yolks coagulate well in the milk. This binds the preparation and should be done carefully. The consistency depends on the proportion of egg and milk. The texture is improved by adding fresh cream when cool. Adding egg white makes it lighter. Custard cream is an excellent accompaniment for floating islands and can be served with sponges, brioche, charlottes and puddings. Dessert creams can have a variety of flavors. Some of them are just of citrus fruits, spirits and liqueurs, almonds, hazelnuts, pistachios, coconut, etc. Coffee, cinnamon, caramel, chocolate, praline. Fruit purees, dried or candied fruits. Vanilla pod. Flowers like violet, rose, orange blossom and marjoram. Pastry creams. A number of creams are most served alone as desserts, but are used as ingredients, fillings or decoration for pastries, cakes and desserts. They can be divided into 4 groups. The first one is chantilly or whipped cream. It is whipped fresh cream sweetened with sugar and flavored with vanilla. It is served as an accompaniment for fruit desserts, fresh fruits, waffles, etc. It is used as a filling for cream puffs, savourians, charlottes, meringues, etc. and often as a decoration for iced desserts. Finally, it is an ingredient for parfaits, dessert soufflés, Bavarian creams and charlottes. It can be flavored with coffee, chocolate or liqueurs. It is also available in aerosol form. Confectioner's custard or French pastry cream. It is made with eggs, sugar, milk and flour. The proportions vary according to its use. Egg yolks give it a finer texture and egg white makes it lighter. It can be flavored in different ways and is sometimes enriched with butter. It is used as a filling for eclairs, cream horns, cream puffs, millet feuilles, croissants, etc., as a garnish for tarts and flans, as well as hot soufflés, charlottes, and cold desserts. When flavored with ground almonds or crushed macaroons, it becomes frangipani, which is used in the preparation of various desserts, sweets, cakes, and pancakes. French butter creams. They are made with butter, sugar, eggs, and flavorings and can be prepared in various ways, but always using high quality butter and fresh eggs. Buttercream or syrup qui made with cooked syrup is the most common and is a fine, light and smooth preparation. Buttercream anglaise is made by beating small pieces of butter into lukewarm custard cream. Butter creams can be flavored with coffee, praline, chocolate or vanilla and are used to fill and decorate genoise and sponge cakes, Paris-Brest, sponge rolls or roulades, Yule logs, etc. Almond cream. It is a mixture of sugar, butter, ground almonds and eggs, sometimes flavored with rum. It is an essential ingredient of many brioches and pastries like pitwers, gâteaux, 12th night cake, gelois, filled brioches and almond tartlets. Now, I am going to summarize this module. Now, we have learned what dessert is, types of dessert and how they are presented. We have also discussed about plated desserts, roll of creams and custard in dessert making. We have also studied various dessert creams. Thank you and have a nice day.